Hey girl.
Hey girl.
Hey guys.
How are you?
And welcome to T-Files.
Today, we're going to get a little deep.
She getting deep.
And we're going to get to talking about our family feelings towards our transition to the beautiful blossoming.
You about to hit me.
To the beautiful blossoming bosoms that we are.
So today it's more about it's very real. It's our stories about where we were, how we came to be who we are, and where we are now.
It's a little deep.
So it's gonna get deep. I hope you got your tissue box ready. Did we get the tissues, girl?
No.
We got the. You didn't get the.
I mean, we're growing up girls. It's a little light, but we're gonna have to dig a little deep in there to get those feelings out. And with that being said, I was raised Baptist, Presbyterian, and Catholic. I was baptized 3 times.
Praise.
So I can get in. And so things were a little conservative. I just stuck my mind into sports. I lettered 16 times. I was in drama, debate, and forensics.
Ooh, she
yeah, and I didn't really have any boyfriends or girlfriends. Girls would try to claim me in high school. I went to prom, junior prom twice, senior prom 3 times. But it was from girls that were kind of desperate for dates type thing. I guess I was quite handsome. I don't know. But I mean, I just didn't feel like I was committed. Also, when I was doing sports and all that jazz, I would see the men get dressed and they were very attractive, especially on varsity. And then they would see my body, which was very tight, petite, femme. And it was a lot of sexual nature going on in these locker rooms, to the point where I felt violated because I was getting hounded by guys in the locker room, that I had to get dressed in the bathroom stalls. And that's the point I knew I was different. My body, my mind just went with the female nature. And so that's when I knew that I was attracted to men and they were attracted to me, and that had to be separate. So that's why I dressed in the bathroom stalls, to protect myself, because I would have got gangbanged if I would have even thought about it.
Because that's not something you want.
I mean, with that being said, so that was a lot of turmoil. I went to college, and then I started my transition at 26.
How many years?
I've been in transition for 3 years. So.
Into this beautiful, amazing woman she is today.
Oh, thank you.
Ta-da. Before I transitioned, I was just very plain Jane, everyday. I come from an adopted family. I'm adopted by an amazing family. I have 2 fathers, so I was, raised by a gay couple who are amazing. I love my daddies. Hey, daddy. So I think when I came around to transitioning, it took me a long time. I was in LA by myself. I didn't know anybody. And one day I met this girl on the train. She told me about Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And by the next week, that's where I was. I had my consultation. I had to go through some therapy, got my hormones, and that was a wrap pretty much for that. I was on the road to transitioning. And so about 8 months into it, I went home and I told my parents hey, this is me, I'm transitioning. And my parents were like, whoa, we don't know. What's going on, basically. Yeah, they didn't know how to cope with the situation, because when a person transitions, they have to, especially my parents, my brothers, they kind of have to mourn the person that I was before, which I didn't understand at the time going through it. My parents had to take a step back. I took a step back, And we ended up not talking for like 6 months to about a year into my transition. And,
that's some hard stuff, especially when you're going through a different puberty.
But I was like emotional, and I still get emotional.
Yeah.
My parents could testify to that. I was the first out of 3 adopted children, so, I think that was a big part of it. But I think, my parents are amazing, and they like embrace me so openly.
So after my transition, everything was hunky-dory, like I was accepted. Everything's just matched up. My brain matched my body.
Isn't that the best feeling?
It was the best feeling because it's my identity. I was 10 times stronger because I'm following my truth. So, I mean, now I cross paths. I went to Oklahoma for Thanksgiving last year.
How was that?
It was pretty intense. It was all fun. I saw my brother, I saw my mother. Now she's all saying she doesn't approve of my lifestyle. She approved of me for 2-3 years, and then now things are hitting a rocky road just because I wouldn't say she doesn't approve of who I am, because I think she obviously gets that I'm the same person, and everything is matching. I think she's more threatened of the territorial reign of my womanhood.
That's rough. I think I experienced that early, but it was only on one side of my dad's family. When I transitioned, one of my father's side of the family almost like took offense. I don't know if it was like offense of my transition or my profession, maybe a little bit of both. Conservative white, and I was just like, and they came attacking me on social media. They're basically trying to tell me
that's the wrong.
They're trying to tell me how to be a woman. This is what you do. This is how you do it. And I was like, actually, that's how you can do it. Mm-hmm. But for me, this is, as a woman, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm doing, and this is, this is my life.
I mean,
at the end of the day, like, as trans women, we have to live our lives, live our truths, because that's all we have. If you could leave a trans person with one word or a couple words about what you think they would benefit from, as, someone who's already transitioned, what would it be?
In transitioning girls, I would have to say, try to be in control, because your hormones are going to be racing, and you're going to do what you want whether you like it or not. That's just hormones. So try to be cognitive of that, and because a lot of girls can get themselves into trouble because they're subconsciously so hormonal, they don't know what they're doing, so that can come out sexually, that can come out in anger. It can come out in a lot of things. So just be hypersensitive towards your transition, because how you blossom into a woman determines a huge path in your life as a woman. What about you, girl?
I would just have to say, find a good balance. And by that I mean, make time for self-care. Make sure that you are loving yourself, putting a lot of time into yourself, but being aware of, what's going on around you. This world is ever changing. There's still so much stigma that goes into being trans that I would say be, like you said, cognitive, be very aware of what's going on, but just embrace it, love yourself. And at the end of the day, you have to live your life for you and do what's best for you, because it's too short. Life is too short. So make the best of it, girl or boy.
I know this is a sensitive subject for both of us.
Sensitive, and this is deep. We're getting really personal and trying to open up and share a little bit about us, so that maybe if you're walking down this path, that you have a place, to find comfort, and to know that you're not the only one struggling with this.
Yes, and even though we're full of life, that we are defined by our darknesses as well. And I'm just glad that we got through it together.
Yes, we did. We did gigger.
And yeah, until next time, guys.
Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
Bye.